Welcome back, guys. This is the first section in chapter 31, and also it is the last lesson that will be included in the exam. It is about the post-war uncertainty. We have four sections in chapter 31, but we will only cover the first one, and the other three will be as for reading for guests or for your information. Okay, I will start sharing the skills booklet. Yeah. Post-war uncertainty. The term and the names here. The first one, and one of the significant scientists all over the history, is Albert Einstein, who appeared after the First World War. He was a scientist who developed the theory of relativity. The theory of relativity means, or it is the idea that as moving objects approach the speeds of light, space and time become relative. Sigmund Freud is a physician who exposed the workings of unconscious mind. Existentialism, it is philosophy that says each person must make meaning in a world that has no universal meaning. Friedrich Nietzsche, German philosopher who dismissed reason, democracy, and progress as empty ideas. Surrealism, it is an art movement in which the dream-like world outside of reality is portrayed or evoked. Jazz is lively, those form of popular music developed in the United States. Charlie Lindbergh is the first person to fly alone across the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so these terms and the names are also important because you will have questions over these names and terms. Let's start now. A new revolution in science. How did Einstein and Freud challenge old ideas? Two thinkers developed radical new ideas that challenged old ways of thinking. It means that they started a new revolution in science. After the scientific revolutions that happened in the 16th and 17th century, I think that, and also in my opinion, I think Albert Einstein and Sigmund Freud it started or established a new era of scientific revolution after the First World War. Because here, Albert Einstein completely changed physics with his ideas about space, time, matter, and energy. He said that as moving objects neared the speed of light, space and time became relevant. That means that change, his idea is that theory of relativity. Sigmund Freud changed the way people thought about the human mind. He said that much of human behavior was irrational due to urges and desires buried in the unconscious mind of each person. At first, people didn't want to accept Freud's ideas. Eventually, they gained wide influence. The question here is that what were Einstein and Freud's new ideas? If you have this question in the exam, I need only the highlighted part, the highlighted lines in your answer. Albert Einstein, only Albert Einstein and his theory of relativity. Sigmund Freud, and he said that much of human behavior was original and the urges and desires buried in that unconscious mind. Okay, this is the answer that I need only. Don't write too much text because in the exam, as you know, it will be online. I don't need too much text. I need only to be to the point. Albert Einstein, theory of relativity. Sigmund Freud is unconscious mind of person. Okay, this is the answer that I need. Okay, so in literature and art, how did writers and the philosophers of 1920 reflect the society concerns? Many philosophers lost faith in reason and progress after they looked at the destruction caused by World War I. One group developed the idea known as existentialism. Existentialism urged that there is no universal meaning to the world. Each person must give life meaning through his or her own actions. These thinkers had been influenced by Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche was the German philosopher of the late 1800s. He said that person, democracy, and progress were empty ideas. He urged people to adopt the values of pride and strength. Some authors, like Franz Kafka, wrote about the horrors of modern life. His novels put people in threatening situations that they couldn't understand or escape. So what is existentialism? Again, it is urges that there is no universal meaning to the world. Each person must give life meaning through his or her own actions. That is the definition of existentialism. Okay, and this is also the definition that I need. I don't need too much text. Revolution in the arts. How was painting of this time different from traditional painting? Artists rebelled against the traditional paintings. They didn't recreate realistic objects. Paul Klee used the bold colors and distorted lines. Pablo Picasso founded a style called Cubism that broke objects into geometric shapes. An art movement called Surrealism showed dreamlike existence outside reality. Composers create new style of music. Some like Igor Stravinsky used unusual rhythms or harsh rather than pleasing sounds. African American musicians in the United States developed a lively, loose form of popular music called jazz. Okay. Also here, society challenges convention. How did society change? Society changed after World War I as well. Young people experimented with modern values. Women set aside earlier forms of dress, wearing new styles and wear looser and shorter. Many women also began to work in new careers. So now the question is, in what ways was society more open? This is the answer that I need. Young people experimented with modern values. Many women began to work in new careers. Just a couple of lines. Here, technological advances improve lives. What new technology arose? Technology brought about the changes to society as well. Improvements to the automobile helped make cars more desirable and affordable. More and more people bought cars. They began to move to suburbs. Another change was the growth in air travel. American pilot Charles Lindbergh flew alone across the Atlantic Ocean in 1927. In 1932, Amelia Earhart became the first woman to make the flight alone. The radio was developed and became popular. In 1920, large radio networks were built. Soon, millions of people were entertained by radios in their homes. Millions more went to movie theaters to watch motion pictures. So what major changes came about travel and entertainment is that more and more people bought cars, they began to move suburbs. This is number one. Number two, another change was the growth in air travel. Charles Lindbergh and Amelia Earhart became the first two people to have solo flight or to flight alone. The third one, the radio was developed and became popular, and millions of people were entertained by radios in their homes. Okay, so any questions so far, Heidi?
No, thank you.
Okay, this is summarize what we already finished. Also, these are the three questions. You can take a screenshot and also you can take snapshot for this three questions, and you can send me the answers as you did. Why were the ideas of Einstein and Freud revolutionary? You must say Einstein and his theory and Freud and his theory. How did the treatment in 1920s reflect that uncertainty of period? What impact did the increased use of the automobiles have on average people? People now afford to have cars and also they can move to suburbs easily.
I don't have the questions.
Oh, sorry, I stopped sharing. For the second time, I didn't share my screen. So now you can see my questions, right?
Yes, I send it to you on the Jupyter.
Yes, I received your answers and it's perfect. Okay, so take care of these questions because you might have some of these questions in the exam. Okay, and also, as I said, I don't read much text. I need to the point answer. Okay, short, make it short as possible as you can. Okay, so impact of Einstein theory of relativity. Albert Einstein offered radically new ideas in field of physics. Theory of relativity is the idea that space and time are not constant. New ideas make worlds seem more uncertain than before. Influence of Freudian psychology. Sigmund Freud, Styrian doctor with new ideas about the mind, claims that human behavior is not based on reason, based on unconscious. Impact of the war. Suffering caused by World War I leads many to doubt old beliefs. Writers reflect society concerns. Novels of Kafka reflect uneasiness of post-war years. Novels of Joyce reflect Freud's ideas about the mind. Thinkers react to uncertainties. Philosophy of existentialism, no universal meaning to life. Friedrich Nietzsche urges return to ancient heroic values. Artists rebel against tradition. Artists want to depict inner world of mind. Cubism transforms natural shapes into geometric forms. Surrealism, art movement that links dreams with real life. Composers try new styles. Composers move away from traditional styles. Jazz, musical style that captures age's new freedom. Women's role changes. Women take on new rules during World War I. This work helps many win the right to vote. In 1920s, women adopt freer clothing hairstyles. Some women seek new careers. The automobiles alters society. Cars improve after the war. Cars become less expensive. Increased auto use changes people's lives. Airplanes transform travel. Charles Lindbergh is the first to fly alone across Atlantic. Radio and movies dominate popular entertainment. In 1920s as well, commercial radio stations spread across US. Motion pictures become major industry as art form. And also silent movies like Charlie Chaplin, for example. Okay, so by this slide, we have finished the last lesson in history that will be included in the exam. So again, if you have any questions, you can send them to Jupiter. And once I view these messages, I will respond to them maximum an hour after that. So any questions, guys? Any question, Heidi?
No, thank you.
So I will stop recording now and